Shalom. I want to first start off giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the men that taught us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and peace and blessings unto the elect. This word is our comforter. You know, as we know, especially for the young brothers, you know, this lesson is being done. But for all of us, because we all came out of the world before we were awoke to this truth. And we were groomed and indoctrinated with this westernized way of thinking, and with this westernized way of dealing with problems, dealing with stress, dealing with calamities, trials, tribulations, whatever you want to call it. We know we were taught that when you're going through something, the way to get comfort is to run to the flesh, and the results are showing. You know, people here in America, you know, and really I'm dealing with the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and not all of Israel. I'm dealing with the ones of us that have woken up to this truth and that are on the true and correct doctrine of these scriptures. Okay, you know, we were all in the world at one point, but I was gonna make a point. If you look at the people of America, okay, the people of Babylon the Great, the people that go through depression, the way that they try to escape the depression or escape reality, because really everybody is slaves, okay? We all captive here. And the way you try to escape the oppression is through eating food. That's why America is the #1 obese country in the world. Okay, over in you have a bad habit of continual eating of these GMO foods. Okay, or you on some type of drug. You're an alcoholic. Okay, or you run to your woman. Or even women, you know, they abuse themselves with all these different men. Social media is another avenue of escape from oppression, man. Really, everybody is trying to run from oppression, and Esau has groomed us to whenever we go through and this is all part of his witchcraft. Whenever we going through something, the way that you deal with it is through the flesh. Now, us that then come into this truth or have been awoken to this truth by Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, we are not going to get comfort in those things on this side, okay? We'll get comfort. We'll have comfort through the flesh when the kingdom gets here, okay? Right now, we ain't gonna be comforted like that. You know, us brothers, we're not gonna be comforted by the flesh. Okay? The scriptures speak against that. Now, of course, yeah, we have to eat. You know, we can drink because the Most High did give us, you know, wine to make us happy, according to the scriptures. Okay? He gave us women in their proper order to give us help, as to be comfort. But in this time, on this side, we not gonna get comfort in those things. Okay, yeah, we have to deal with them. You gonna deal with your woman. For the brothers that do have women, of course you have to eat food, drink your wine in moderation. But those things are not gonna give you the comfort that you need to get through this hell. Okay? And if you're looking for those things to give you comfort, then you you don't really understand what this truth is about, you know? And especially for the younger men that wake up to the fact that they're Israelites and come into this truth. You are fresh out the world, so when you go through different problems, it's a habit or it's instinctive, I would say, to want to try to get comfort through the flesh and not these scriptures, okay? So what I want to do is go through some scriptures that highlight and express that we gonna get comfort through this word, man, okay? We're not gonna get comfort in this world through the flesh, okay? Though we have to deal with this flesh and deal with this world, our comfort is gonna come through these scriptures, okay? All right, let's start with, I'm gonna start with, first thing I'm gonna start with is Proverbs 16, verse 24. And I don't want to make this lesson too long, so I'm gonna try to run through these scriptures real quick, and hit the point, get straight to the point. So Proverbs 16 and 24 says, "Pleasant words are as an honeycomb, sweet to the soul, and health to the bones." And that's what this word is. This word is pleasant to us, okay? Because when we first heard this truth, it comforted us. We all had that thought that went through our head in some way, shape, fashion, or form. This is what I've been looking for. You know, this is why we are catching hell. This is why we went into slavery, okay? And we're not gonna be in slavery. We're not gonna live in these harsh conditions forever. You know, we have the promises that we read about, you know, through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that we're gonna receive. We have them promises that we're gonna receive in these up and coming days, okay? As prophecy gets fulfilled. Okay, so these words, and even as we read, you know, and get into our study, this word is pleasant unto us. Okay? It makes us feel good. It comforts us. You know, really when you get through, and I'll say, you know, if you eat a good meal, then yeah, you feel good. You be on a high frequency when you eat the best you can, you know, here in this kingdom. Really your fruits, your vegetables, you know, not overindulging in food, okay? Because really, a part of being depressed, you know, when you're depressed, people that are depressed like to run to food to relieve depression or oppression, okay? Or when you so-called get bored, you want to eat, you know, or drink or do something that caters to the flesh, when you really could be getting into this word, you know, or watching a video, or studying, or watching a movie that you can filter through these scriptures, you know. Let me read that again. It says, "Pleasant words are as an honeycomb, sweet to the soul, and health to the bones." And these words, you know, the scriptures are them words that are sweet. The scriptures tell us that the word is going to be sweet in our mouth, you know, sweet as honey. Okay. But there's bitterness to this thing too. Okay. Once you get through over the sweet part, there's bitterness. And the way that you get comfort in that bitterness is the word. Okay. So the next scripture I want to go to is Romans chapter 15, verse 4. Okay. One of the scriptures that we bring out a lot over here at Great Millstone. This is Romans 15 and 4. It says, "For whatsoever thing were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And the word comfort is in this verse. It tells us that in this verse that when we get into the things written into the scriptures, that is going to give us comfort, okay? So that we can have that, it can strengthen our faith, okay? Comfort of the scriptures. Let me read that last part. It says that we through patience, okay, and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. By being constantly or consistently comforted by these scriptures, it increases your faith, okay? But if you're in this truth and when you're going through your different problems, you run to your woman all the time, you're not getting into the scriptures, you're not dealing with these with the word, but you run to your woman as if she's she's a security blanket, you know? And you want to be up under your woman having sex, and you really feel bad after that. You don't feel good, okay? Because what does the scripture say that in John 6:63, it tells us that the flesh profited nothing. So really when you run to fulfill or try to get fulfillment or comfort through the flesh, you're not going to get it's not going to profit you anything. When you get through having sex, you lazy, you feel unclean. That's why you go get in the shower. The scriptures tell you that you're unclean after sex. Okay? You really got to get yourself back together. Got to purify yourself, you know? You don't be on a high frequency after sex. Yeah, doing it, you getting pleasure, you know? And depending on the woman you with in this kingdom, you might not even get no pleasure doing this sex, you know? Or we came out of the world with these bad eating habits. So instead of dealing with the herbs and the vegetables, the smoothies, when you feeling bad or whatever you might be whatever you're going through, whatever particular that you're going through, you know, particular trial that you're going through or hell that you catching, you want to run to the bad food because that's where we came from. We came from bad eating habits, okay? And then those bad foods, you know, I'll say, it tastes good to you. But when you get through eating it, you feel lazy because you done ate this terrible food that's overworking your pancreas. Now you got the itis, okay? You don't want to go get into the scriptures because you're in that extra lazy spirit because you full of fucking food, GMO food, you know? Or you run to the bottom, start drinking. You think you're going to get into the word when you're drunk all the time? How effective are you going to be in this word when you're drinking all the time? But you're trying to escape the tribulation. The scriptures tell us in Acts, what is that, 13 or the 14:22? It tells us that through much. Matter of fact, let me get that so I don't mess that scripture up. Acts 14:22, I believe. You know, this is Acts chapter 14, verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So that's part of us being in this truth is going through tribulation. And you know, we're supposed to become that new man and kill that old man, okay? burn away. That tribulation really burns away the old man. Okay, it's supposed to. But if you are not coming to the word for the comfort when you going through the tribulation and you going to the bottle or getting up, going and spending time up under your woman, trying to escape the reality of this captivity, okay, then how effective are you going to be in this word? You're not. You're going to be distracted. If you drunk, you're definitely not going to come and read these scriptures. You may watch a video, but how effective are you going to be at taking in the edification when you're drunk? You know? Now, it ain't nothing wrong with getting a little nice, you know, but when you overindulging in these things, you know? Yes, this is not to say you can't deal with your woman, you can't drink, you can't eat decent, good food, you know? We're supposed to be eating good, try to have a healthier diet, you know? But that's not going to give you the comfort. You know, these scriptures is going to comfort you. All right, so on to the next scripture. This is First Maccabees chapter 12. Let's see, chapter 12 and verse 9. I'm going to get straight to the point. It says, therefore we also, albeit we need none of these things. What things? Those gifts, okay, from your oppressor, okay? The gifts from your oppressor, man. And in this case, this was going back in the time when we were under the Greeks, okay? The Israelites were in the Greek captivity. Now, fast forward to today, we under the so-called white man with Edom, the same people that ruled the Greek Empire here in Babylon the Great. We under this our last captivity, and we don't need Esau's bullshit that he tells us gonna give us comfort and ease our pain in captivity. Okay, the scriptures say, for that we have the holy books of scripture in our hands to comfort us. Okay? This is what's going to comfort us through the tribulation. Not the bottle, okay? Not the women, not going out, drinking, not food or whatever else you may be doing, you know. You know, and this to whom it may apply, you know, like I said, mainly to the younger men that come into this, the young men that have just come into this truth, and you fresh out of the world, so to speak. You're dealing with these cravings of the world. You're dealing with these cravings of the flesh, you know. And when you're going through you're being refined, which is that tribulation, you tend to want to go deal with the flesh for comfort versus this word, you know, and really are overindulging in the flesh versus getting in this word, you know. This is what's going to comfort you. Being in that mentality where you saying, oh, I got to have this or I got to have that. That's bullshit, you know. What we got to have is this truth. This word to comfort us. I don't know what I would do I don't know what I would do without this as spirit. Whatever that this may be. All right, and I did want to say too, if you go back to First Maccabees, the first chapter, it tell you how the wicked Israelites was selling out and so that they can get benefits from the Greeks. Okay, to try. What they were trying to do was escape the captivity, escape being under the curses. And until we get the kingdom, until we are ruling this planet Earth in righteousness, we're not gonna be able to get comfort through the flesh, really. Okay. Our comfort is gonna be through the spirit. Okay, which is this word. Okay, so on to the next scripture. And what I'm gonna do, I had a few scriptures written out, but for the sake of time, I'm just gonna hit a couple of more scriptures and I'm gonna close this lesson out. This is the book of Psalms 107 verse 20. All right, Psalms 107 verse 20, it says, He sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destructions. So this word, when we first heard it, and as we are still in this truth, trying to endure with the hopes and the praying to endure to the end, this word healed us, and it's constantly healing us. In other words, it comforts us. When we heard this truth, some way in your mind, you said, this is what I was looking for my whole life. I finally figured out or found what life is all about. You found the truth about what everything is all about, why we are catching hell, why we went into slavery. Okay. And it comforts you. It makes you feel better. Okay. And you're supposed to stay in the word so that you can continually be comforted. Now, of course, like I've mentioned, we have to deal with the flesh because we're in the flesh, but we're not supposed to be consumed in the flesh. And when we going through something, we want to run to the flesh versus the spirit for comfort, or the word for comfort. Okay. And it tells us right here in this verse that this is going to deliver us from the destruction. You getting into this word is going to comfort you, and it's going to build your spirit up to deliver you from these up and coming destructions. Just like we read in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. These hard times, up and coming hard times, and these times that we in right now, and especially the times that are to come, which are going to be way harder and great. The tribulation is going to be way greater than what we're going through right now. Okay. We will be stable. We will be comforted through the scriptures. Okay. We are not going to get comfort through the flesh, through these destructions. Okay. The word is going to comfort us. Okay. Deliver us from this destruction. But if you're not coming to the comforter, when you go through the tribulation and you run into your woman, food, drink, okay, or whatever it may be, being lazy, sleeping, just trying to sleep your way through this hell, then how you think you're going to hold up during the time of destruction when you've been spending your time in the flesh and not in this word? You're not going to hold up too well. So I'm gonna end it on this. I had some more scriptures wrote out or wrote down, but like I said, for the sake of time, I didn't want to make this video this long in the first place, but the Spirit said otherwise. I'm gonna bring this last scripture out. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 3. Dang it. 1 Corinthians 14:3 But he that prophesied speaketh unto men to edification and exhortation and comfort. This word, which is what? The spirit of prophecy, according to Revelation 19:10. It edifies us, it exhorts us, and it comforts us. Okay? Whether you're hearing a lesson or you're hearing a street speaking, it brings you comfort. Okay? Really, when you get through with running to, whether it be sex, trying to stay indulging in sex, overindulging in sex or being around your woman, you really still feel like shit after that. Okay? You're not comforted. You feel unclean, you lazy. Okay? When you wake up off the hangover, you feel like shit. Your head hurt. You ain't got no energy. You don't want to go get into the scriptures. You want to get the headache gone and get some sleep. When you go to a buffet and fulfill the lust of your flesh, I'm just using the buffet as an example, but running to food when to escape this depression, you always want to, go get something to eat. You feel bad. You feel lazy. You operating on a low frequency, which meaning you on a low vibration in the spirit, And the scriptures tell us how to maintain a healthy diet. That is conducive with your frequency in this word, Just throwing that out there. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I brought this last verse out. It tells us that but he that prophesies speaketh unto men. And we heard this prophecy. We were edified, we were exhorted, and we were comforted. Okay? This is the comforter, not the flesh, okay? Not the bottle, not the food, not the woman, not sex. Okay? And you know it. When you get done with it, you still feel like shit. You ain't comforted. And you running, if you unwise, you run back to it and you getting the same results. You wisen up, or if, this could just be an admonishment. If this thing is, this demon is popping up, then you go to the comforter, the scriptures, With that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the men that taught us this truth through the Spirit, and peace and blessings unto the elect. Shalom.